How's it going, everybody? I've got some more Magic for you today with a little bit of a Golgari Dragon deck. It is not entirely dragons, but everything in here really complements the dragons nicely. We've got one Haywire Might and two Cease and Desist, as well as, where are they at? Four of this new Disruptive Storm Brood, all for enchantment and artifact hate, because it's so prevalent right now. That is the primary thing people are running, is in enchantments and artifacts. So having really good answers to all of them is very helpful. Not to mention Cease can actually hit your opponent's graveyard if you're up against any kind of a Reanimator deck. We also have Scavenging Ooze for pretty much that exact same reason. Scavenging Ooze is fantastic for two reasons. One, it gets you a big creature, which is fine. But primarily, it allows you to target your opponent's graveyard and really hinder things like Omniscience. It lets you deal with things like Rakdos Reanimator, get things like Valgavoth and Atraxa out of your opponent's graveyard, as well as gaining you life. So if you're up against like a mono red deck, or I guess Izzet is the popular one right now because of the Steel Cutter. Scavenging Ooze is fantastic for gaining you back life into the mid to late game. Not to mention, we also gain life from the Bloomvine Regent, as well as the Sagu Wildling. Sagu Wildling is also fantastic because it can help you mana fix early. If you take an opening hand that has nothing but like two forests, you can use the Wildling to go fetch some of your swamps for you. Really fantastic. We've got one Encroaching Dragonstorm. We're only running it as a one of because you really don't want more than one of these in the entire deck anyway, because you can get it back to your hand when you play a dragon, and we have plenty of dragons to play. Same thing with the Corroding Dragonstorm. One is enough. If it gets taken out, it kind of sucks, but you can keep playing it like you're playing a Pixie deck over and over and over just by replaying your dragons, so it's not entirely necessary. Both are good ways to ramp. We obviously also have the Overlord of the Hauntwoods here as another good way of ramp. Very helpful. Helps you get to your dragons on like turn 4, turn 5, rather than having to wait later into the game. We've got Up the Beanstalk, which is a very popular draw mechanic in Standard, and it gets triggered off of a lot of things. We've got Overlord of the Balemark triggers it. We have one copy of the original Sheoldred, well, maybe not original, but just regular Sheoldred, not the Apocalypse. And this also triggers it because it's a 5-drop. All of your dragons will trigger it if you play the dragon side, except for Scavenger Regent, but this card is a fantastic board wipe. It does hit your own things if you have, for example, a Haywire Might or a Scavenging Ooze out, or even your Overlords if they're in creature form. However, if you make the Scavenging Ooze bigger than whatever you're going to -X for, he can still survive, and it's something I've done plenty of times, so it's very doable. Yeah, a really fun deck. I've been playing it over the past week, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've even taken it into ranked and ranked up quite a bit with it, so I'm pretty confident in it, and that's why I brought it to make a video of it today. We do have a pretty standard Golgari land package here. Quite a few swamps and forests still in here, primarily so that you can fetch them with things like the Wildling, or, for example, the Encroaching Dragonstorm, or even the Bloomvine Regent. If you do the 3 cost, you search for 2 basic forests, so you need a lot of these basic lands, but we're still running Blooming Marsh. We still got a full set of Restless Cottage, which is a fantastic manland. It's probably still the best one. It is expensive, requiring you to pay for to turn it into a creature, but the fact that it hits your opponent's graveyards and gives you food tokens when it attacks is just fantastic. We've got just a couple of Llanowar Waste. We don't want to hurt ourselves too much with it, and I'm running one Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. It's good with all the dragon stuff, but since we do have other things than dragon stuff in this deck, I did want to not overwhelm the deck with them. You could potentially run it as a 2 of and probably not run into too many problems, but I just preferred it as a 1 of for my testing. We do have Outrageous Robbery in here. It's a really good payoff for when we have so much mana in the late game. And similarly, Desist is really good too. It is an expensive thing because it requires you to have 6 mana to do the Destroy All Artifacts and Enchantments. But when you're up against like Azorius artifacts or Boros where it's running like Urbrask's Forge and Caretaker's Talent and all those different things, then this card is just wonderful. It does hit your own Overlords, which is annoying. It hits your own up the Beanstalk and stuff like that. But if you wait until you have enough of a lead with these things, with your mana up high and stuff, it's not that big a deal. Not to mention, someone may try and, for example, Leyline Bind your up the Beanstalks to try and hinder your your draw, and in a situation like that, when you get Desist off or hit it with one of these disruptive Storm Broods, then you get the card draw back, which is fantastic. But yeah, I don't have a sideboard built for this. I've only been playing it in best of one. You could throw together something, but this really has answers to pretty much everything. If I was going to build a normal sideboard, I think I'd use more target removal primarily. We are using the Caustic Exhale, but it only hits -3/-3. That paired with the -X/-X on the Scavenger can be really nice, but if you're up against opponents playing dragons, it can be somewhat annoying. So, yeah, things like Go for the Throat, maybe Bitter Triumph, Deadly Cover-Up, things like that are probably what I'd put in the sideboard here. Ghost Vacuum maybe to target the graveyard just a little bit more and be a little harder to get rid of than the oozes. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into games, looking for 3 wins in best of one like normal. Hopefully you guys like it. I've really enjoyed this deck, so I'm happy to show it off for you today. Alright, we go first, which is nice. Okay, don't use our Bellmark Overlord. Good to know. Hopeless Nightmare. Yeah. Pixie, of course. Oh, wow. I will take a turn to do this because it's going to really help us card draw wise. That's really going to fight the fact that he has the Hopeless Nightmare for us, is all this card draw is so lovely. Holy Annex, nice. Yeah, I'm going to blow that up for sure. I could blow up all enchantments now, I think, because I have 6. It's fine. Do I even want to? I think I'm going to start with Haywire Might. Linking it. That's smart. Now he's got to recast it, but still. Got it out of my way, which was what I cared about. Taking the time to replay that is so foolish. So foolish. I still don't think it's really beneficial for me to go for the Desist here, though, so I'll do Wild Hunt. Because my own enchantments would be affected by it, and I don't necessarily want that. If he starts killing things like my Hauntwood, though, I'd really consider it. Liliana, that's not good enough.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
Another Liliana, that's pretty rude.
when I win. You're telling me what you know about the Raven Man. Ah, I've always hated clowns. It's no fun when they hit back.
Draw another card here. We've actually got like all the card draw in the world now, which is crazy. Hopeless Nightmare. I think I'll get rid of the Cease and Desist. Hopefully we get to keep our Bloom Vine. I would like it. Nope, looks like we're losing it too. It's too bad. All right, well, we weathered the storm here. Any 5-drop I play is going to draw me 3 cards a turn. So, and we've got a 4/4 that I can just keep slamming in with, or use as a blocker for anything. But the Kieran, he fought a little too hard over this, and I could have used Cease and Desist to blow up everything, but these were giving me so much card draw, and I didn't want to pop my own creatures, so it just wasn't worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I was actually pretty happy with how that went. You got to see a really good fact of, like, I can get rid of the Annexes, I can get rid of the Lilies. This wasn't bad. As long as I wasn't top-decking land over the next few turns, I was probably going to be okay. There wasn't even much in my own graveyard. A couple of things got exiled, I guess, yeah. All my exhales, except for, I don't know if I have 3 or 4 in this deck. Either way, interesting match. Got a win. Okay, this looks pretty okay. Unfortunately, we don't go first, and we don't have a dragon in hand yet, but I think it's still probably alright. That makes it less alright. I don't like seeing those. So, we're going to go ahead and exhale while beholding a dragon. I could wait until his turn, but I think I'm better off just getting rid of it now, because I'm going to have more to contend with. Next turn, we probably go Cottage and do it again. They're going Boros, okay. Nice. Again, perfectly good target for what I was just saying. Lots of removal. Lots of removal early for these types of decks. We'll probably take a turn now to get our Overlord going. I could kill that. And maybe I should kill that, but we really need an Overlord. Sheltered by Ghost sucks, because now we can't hit it with these. Gonna need something else to target it with, or to kill it with. That isn't it. We'll go here. Got the land, which will let us go here, but we might just be dead here. Really, honestly, at this point, we need our Scavenger Dragon. But we've got a good turn ahead of us if we don't die. We'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, I can live with that. Not by a lot, but I can live with it. We need to go here first, I think. How much land do we have? 2, 4, 5, 6. So it's not enough to do both. We've got to go here and get rid of that. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, we got to get rid of... Can you open for me? Hold on. Sheltered by Ghost. Yeah, get rid of that. Now he no longer has a ward. We'll have to see how things go next. We've got blockers, though. Spellbook Vendor's fine. No attacks, really? I think I'm going to go here then. Well, let's go here and eat a little bit. Is there anything in the graveyard that I can eat to there? So let's start with that. I don't think there's anything in mine. No. So we'll just pass here. Hold up what we got. Not sure what's going to happen here. I would kind of, like I said, honestly want them to attack. Because I'm pretty sure I could take out most of their board. Okay, so we're going to block like this. And then like this. And then like this, I'm okay with taking the 4, I think. Then we're going to eat with the U's at the end of the turn. Yeah, we got a nice win there. I was hoping they would attack. If they hadn't, it still was going to be compounding. They were getting more enchantments off the Spellbook Vendor every turn. But every time, like, I held up that Caustic Exhale just so that I could kind of blow them out. I was about to get to eat 3 more creatures with the Ooze, heal for 3 more, and this Overlord was going to become active next, and they were out of gas, so they were truly dead there. It just took a little bit to get there, and I still had more dragons. These things were key there. Getting rid of that Sheltered by Ghost was everything, because then I didn't even have to worry about targeting the creature specifically, and then I got to blow the creature out finally when it attacked here. Another good match. Got to show off a lot of what this deck's good at, so let's go on, see if we can get a third one. Alright, we do get to go first, which makes these Restless Cottages hurt just a little bit less, so I'll keep. I don't have a 2-drop that I want to do right now, so I'm going to go for the other cottage and pass. Okay, that's good for us. They're on something slow too, means that we don't have to worry about trying to deal with all their stuff right away. Let's go Forest into Hauntwood. Now we're looking good. Pretty much all of our dragons are about to be online. In the deck, not just in our hand. Okay, an Annex. I don't have my dragon that deals with that in hand at the moment, which sucks. So, I'm going to go up the Beanstalk and Overlord. Gosh, okay. And hope that either the Overlord hits it or we draw it. Okay, the Overlord hit it, which is fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these to just go get me another land for next turn as well. I'll take a swamp. So as long he can't flip this turn, which is good for us, meaning that we can play out the disruptive next and blow it up, unless he gets rid of it with a Deep Cavern Bat. We'll see if he does though, because we can still get rid of it with some of our other removal and stuff as well. Okay, perfect. He's stupid. He just went for whatever I moused over first. You gotta love when people do that. Okay, so we are absolutely going to start here. Got another land, so I'm not terribly concerned with going and getting anything else with the Storm, or with the Sagu Wildling, so I'm just going to pass here. He can still attack with his Rock Cursed Rakshasa, but that doesn't mean much to me. And if he does, then I can eat it with my Ooze. Building up here to a pretty good Outrageous Robbery, though. I'm pretty okay with that, too. Another Annex from the opponent is an unfortunate draw for us. Good for him. Let's go again for the Beanstalk. Gosh. We are not getting what we're wanting here, unfortunately. I think health-wise we should go for the Wildling here. We did get a Scavenger, which is pretty good. And now we've got our Hauntwoods online, which is good too. The Balemark's only 2 turns out. This next turn, I'm very likely to try and go for the Outrageous Robbery. Okay. This is pretty rough. I could do -5 and get rid of the Rock Cursed, but then he's going to get this online. So I think I actually have to hold it for now. So in that case, I'm going to just go for the Robbery on this turn. Looks like I can Robbery for 6, so that should be pretty okay. If he has a fight spell, I'd be kind of surprised, but maybe he does. Maybe he was just thinking that I would block it, which is true. If he has a kill spell, he could get in with the Rock Curse, but then he's losing his Demon on board. Again, he can just animate the Demon here, but he has to spend mana to do that. Canker Bloom is interesting. Maybe he's going to use that to blow up my Overlord. Exiles a creature they control from the graveyard. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've still got a 5/5 coming back next turn. And he's just attacking with a 1/1. Okay, I can live with that. Let's go ahead and take our 6 cards from him and draw. even if he blooms one of my enchantments now, it's not going to make a difference. Yeah, that's fine. Cease and desist is pretty nice. Okay, so we are going to start with Fabled Passage. Go ahead and use it. Next, I am going to go with my Disruptive Storm Brood again. Go right there with that. And then, how much do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not a lot. Oh, well, so there's our Game 3 win. I still had plenty a lot to go with. I was thinking probably going with Ooze next. I still got my Scavenger. Like, I've got so much stuff, plus his. So, because I could have impended another one of these. I was drawing so many cards at this point, though, that it really wasn't even necessary. I could use Caustic Exhale on the bat to get that back. I was looking pretty okay, though. I think Ooze and eating creatures from the graveyard was probably going to be... But then again, he didn't have... It was all his. My graveyard got exiled, so I couldn't really make use of them. But either way, pretty interesting match. We fought demons and a lot of aggro decks and stuff, so got to see a pretty good showcase of the deck. Hopefully you guys liked it. This one's actually a lot of fun and runs up against a lot of the meta very well, because you can blow up Ritual Chambers, Unholy Annex, you can blow up... you know, the Steel Cutter. You can really hold off mono red with all the life gain potential. You can even mill people by having that outrageous robbery and making them mill themselves faster, because draw is so big in this in standard right now. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and check out my next video when I put it up too.